Show of hands if you have a clear plan for next step in your life. I admire you. Now, show of hands for those who are clueless. I'm proud of you. I know what it feels like being clueless. I have been there. There was just one thing that I wasn't clueless about in my entire life, was that I am going to be a teacher when I grow up. Growing up, I would gather neighborhood kids and play teacher-teacher. I would teach them, scold them, and even mimic punishments that my teacher gave. After having taught in India and in UAE for 10 years, I thought my life is sorted. Until 2020, when one decision changed my life. During the global pandemic, everyone clung to their jobs as if they were lifeboats. I, on the other hand, decided to let go of a toxic job. This was a well-paid job in Dubai, the only stable source of income that also provided me with a housing, transportation, and my child's education. It was a safety net in the foreign land that I was about to break. I vividly remember the HR manager's call to me, who warned me of the consequences of leaving the job during uncertain time. Despite his warning, I hit send on my resignation email the next day. This wasn't the first time that I was clueless. In fact, after sending the resignation, I felt braver, smarter, and someone who has more confidence of her own life. But the next moment, I felt like I was a deflated balloon. I didn't know, I hadn't figured out anything. Of course, it was easy to go get another job. That's what you're thinking. That's not what I wanted to do. Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Let me tell you a true story of George Denzik. George was a statistics student at UC Berkeley. One day, he walked into his class late, and he saw two mathematical problems on the chalkboard. He thought those were homework problems, so he copied them and took them home. Those sums were tough, tougher than usual, but George solved them. The next day, he went to the professor and apologized for turning in the assignment late. And what the professor said was incredible. He said, "George, these are not the homework problems. These were the famous unsolved mathematical problems." And George solved them. Not that he wanted to do something impossible, but he didn't know they were impossible. George Denzik went on to become the most celebrated mathematician whose profound theory in mathematical programming is world famous. That's the magic of being clueless. Let me tell you what happened later. So, I'm here to share a very powerful idea with you. I call it the GPS. Not the GPS on our phones, but it's an acronym that changed my life. The G, guard your instincts. You may have been told, listen to your instinct, believe in it. But I say, not always. During the pandemic, when I left my high-paying job, I didn't know what lay ahead. I was drowned in overdue bills, questioning my life choices. At that time, my instinct, screaming at me, go get a job before you're completely broke. But I silenced it for once. Days turned into months, and my savings dwindled to nothing. But then, there was something magical going to happen that changed the trajectory of my life. I have come to believe that we humans ask ourselves the most deep and big question when we are in the state of a trauma or pain. For me, it was that situation. The questions that I began to ask myself was, who am I? What's my purpose? What drives me? What truly makes me happy? Of course, I didn't get any immediate answers, but I had to be persistent at listening. Then, if you are persistent, you will hear a steady, faint voice within you. For me, that voice was entrepreneurship. Let me take you on this journey of how it all began. 2 months after my resignation, when I was practically earning nothing, a thought hit me. Why not offer creative writing to students online? I loved teaching. I loved writing. I combined the two. And since the whole world had shifted to online learning, I jumped in, fueled by my passion, and believed that it was my true calling. So, with zero marketing experience, I drafted a one-liner message and blasted it on WhatsApp group. No fancy caption, no catchy tagline. That one line said, "Hi, I'm offering creative writing to students online. Interested?" That's it. 48 hours later, my phone buzzed. I received a message from a parent. Just one word, interested. That one message turned into my first paying client. And just like that, I was in business and Active Kids was born. That's, yes, you can applause. That's the magic of being clueless. We tend to think it's a setback, but it is not. It's your greatest advantage. Now, do you know Apple's blue box and Samsung's dried fish? Probably not. But these are the unusual products that was first sold by the companies you know now, Apple and Samsung. This is a proof that cluelessness is like a common cold. We all experience it from time to time. But what truly matters is the adaptability. When you practice adaptability, you will see the magic. Just like Apple and Samsung pivoted to a business and made a profitable and sustainable business of something that you all know now, and it's lying in your pockets. From 2020 to 2022, my online academy grew from 5 students to 25 students. But I was still not able to sustain myself. I wasn't making enough money. That's when I practiced adaptability. I diversified the course offerings from just creative writing to 5 more courses that added more value to my clients. That's how cluelessness helped me to become more competent. So here's the thing. When you are clueless, the best thing is your mind is uncontaminated. And that's when innovation can happen. Just like Apple and Samsung. Don't be a comfortable clueless. Be a competent clueless. By 2023, my online business grew from leaps and bounds. But during the whole struggle of being in the unknown territory, you know what was the hardest for me? And I'm sure you resonate with me. Saying, I don't know. The hardest. You feel vulnerable. You feel like you're standing in dark. But when I began saying, I don't know yet, and there's a difference when you say, I don't know, and I don't know yet. When I said, I don't know yet, I started getting help, support, feedback, and mentors who I wouldn't have found otherwise. So, when you say, I don't know yet, don't think you are admitting your defeat, but in fact, you're opening the door to growth. So say, I don't know yet, openly, courageously, and see how many hands will join you on this journey and lead you from cluelessness to confidence. If there is just one thing I wish you take back home today from my story, is never underestimate the power of not knowing. Cluelessness isn't a setback. It's a starting point. It's a chance to truly uncover your true potential. Just like I did, start with a small idea. Work your way up and unwrap the gift of uncertainty. So, let's turn this moment into a celebration. On the count of 3, say it loud and proud. Yes, I am clueless, and that's my superpower. Are you ready? 1, 2, loud and proud. 3. Thank you very much.